Bullying. Fighting means you could lose. Bullying means you can. A bully wants to beat somebody. He doesn't want to fight somebody. According to Andrew Fox. Have you ever been bullied? What do you feel when someone said below the belt words? Do you know that a simple joke can hurt someone's feeling and it could lead to bullying? Do you know someone who get bullied? And to the one that is bullied, do you even know the consequence after you bullied someone? As a student, what help you can do to prevent a case of bullying? What do you do if you see a bully? Would you criticize him or do nothing? Has a pupil in your class ever been bullied? I am quite sure that on at least one occasion you have had to deal with this major problem. Today, I hope to give you all extra confidence on dealing with this subject. You must not be afraid to help as long as you do it in the correct manner. I hope to persuade you all in making a school policy on bullying. This is the best way on dealing with this antisocial behavior in a rational, professional and understanding way. If you yourself have been bullied, you must deal with this as early as possible because it may run out of fund. It can sometimes be difficult for adults to understand the distress that bullying case. There is no certain way of spotting if a child is being bullied. You may ask, how do I know whether a child is being bullied on the playground when I am not around? But there are certain characteristics in their behavior that can be spotted, such as change in attitude, unexplained illness, and not wanting to go to school may all be because of bullying. You must remember that some children will go great lengths to hide the fact they are being bullied. They may not want to tell on the bully because they may think will get worse if they do. You must not be put off because they won't say anything straight away. You must be patient with them. Any incident or events that are related to bullying are no simple matter. Considering people have to consider both sides, the side of the bully and the side of the victim. Each side has their own stories that should not go unheard because by knowing the consequence of both sides, we can learn more about how to prevent bullying. How simple, by knowing the reason a bully chooses to hurt others and why they see others a victim or prey. This is important because by knowing their reasons, it would help us sympathize with them more. Often people take the side of the victim but do not realize the bullies are also usually victims. Either they became bullies because they were bullied or possible problem with their familiar environment. It should not be forgotten that bully and victim are technically the same, by which I mean they are both human, not to say that they don't have anything else in common besides that factors. More often than not, if people actually delve more deeply into past case of bullying, multiple important factors from the side of the bully and victim are actually very similar. The factors I'm referring to are things like their relationship with parents, friends, studies, enjoyment or entertainment, among other things. The main difference is only how they handle the situation, and by that I mean one bullies while the other gets bullied. That doesn't mean that the bully doesn't bully others. A certain consequence lead to the victim also turning into a bully as a way to let out their stress of being bullied, and that just cause the chain of bullying to have more opportunities to spread. Not only that, we also have to consider the harm this will cause to both sides. Another thing that needs to be stated, while it's basic common logic to know that the victim and the bully will end up emotionally affected, on more specifically the victim, it is also worth noting that they will also be affected by it physically. And no, I am not referring to scars and bruises. I am referring to how outside parties will view them. To be more specific, I mean the people around them or even society itself. On the side of the bully, in the fact that they are a bully or bully others, is told to the public, it would affect their reputation. This can mainly go two ways. One, people would be cautious or afraid of them, which results in people avoiding them. While it may be something the bully want at that time, or maybe not, but this will result with them being more of a loner who won't exactly know how to integrate with social properly. As for the order, since we know they are bully, it may attract the kind of group of people that will not do any good for him. With their influence, the bully could do more than just bully others. It should be noted that even if people do know the bully is a bully, in time, if the bully does not stop bullying others, people will notice or find out on their own. And on the side of the victim, though the results actually vary, if the people know that he or she was a victim of bullying, it should still be said that if people actually know more about the fact that person in question was a victim of bullying, the result of their blow to their reputation would be massive. Though I'm mainly focusing, if not shortening, three results of this. First would be because of the people know he is a victim of bullying, people would often feel pity for him. While this is not exactly a bad or good thing, but it may result to the self-esteem or self-belief or both of the person in question to suddenly massively drop. While this may not seem like such a big deal at first, this will slowly lead to them avoiding risk or chance of getting to higher highs. Not to mention the fact that due to the drop in his or her self-belief, the high bars he or she has unconsciously set for themselves has gone worryingly higher. Second would be because again, people know they are a victim, they may try to avoid getting close to them or even talk to them due to the fear of possibly being a target of the bully. While we are trying to prevent it or stop bullying, it's not exactly strange or wrong to be afraid. Not everyone is brave or strong enough to stand up to a bully. Some people have their own way of standing up to bullying. That being said, it's not really wrong not to do that. This would also result to the victim leading to not trust others. It's even questionable if the victim trusts themselves based on what actions they take. And last but not the least, because again people know that person is a victim, some may see him as person weaker than them, hence someone that they can push around or manipulate because they know they can't do anything. While this may or may not be the case, this may lead to the victim unconsciously allowing themselves be repeatedly be manipulated by others, since they know it easier to follow orders or will make sure they avoid any further harm.